All right, guys. Hey, welcome to our Wednesday product training call. I'm excited to be able to have Lindsay Autry with Americo talking about their IUL with us. It's really cool, Lindsay, because we use that product in a very, very niche way. You guys are literally one of our number. You guys are our number one carrier at not just the SkyPoint agency, the Relentless agency, but all of Family First Life. You guys took a chance on us when nobody else would, and it's the reason why we send you more business than we would send any other carrier, right? So we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. So whatever you want to talk about with your amazing IUL product, we are definitely here for.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Stephen. Joining the call. Like you said, my name's Lindsay Autry. I'm your guys' account rep here at Americo. Just kind of really before we dive into our product and that amazing IUL, I just kind of wanted to piggyback and really highlight Ignite coming up here in 2 days. We've got some big announcements, of course. Americo, we go bigger, we go home, and we're coming in big this time. So we've got some really exciting things coming that we're going to be announcing on Friday. One of them is in direct correlation to the IUL. So you really want to make sure that you're there. You can get your hands on the material. You can get your hands on everything that we've got going on for you guys. It's really going to take that business to that next level. So we're really excited about it. Last couple things, I will say that we're going to jump in here and do some training for you guys on our IUL. You guys have absolutely been killing it since we released it last year. Just a kind of like FYI, what FFL has done. Just this year, I always want to give accolades where it's due. So I know at the very beginning of the year, Sean had mentioned that FFL, by the end of the year, we're going to be submitting over 10,000 apps a week, right? Well, so far, the record that FFL's done in a week with just Americo has been 9,052 apps in 1 week. 9,052 apps in 1 week, where we're averaging about 8,200 a week with FFL with you guys. And this is actually kind of really cool also, is right now, like year to date, when it comes to paid production, FFL is about 24 million ahead of where we were this time last year.
Wow.
24 million ahead. So we are very excited about what the new and enhancements and bigger things that are coming of what that's just going to do. Like I mean, you guys can probably already know what it is, but like this seriously is going to take that, averaging 8,200 apps a week up well over 10,000. So
Lindsay, just for the new agents that don't know, right? Um, because I know we do a lot of business, like 100 million plus usually with you guys. What
we're
does
already over
like
100 million.
what does like second place do with you guys?
Oh gosh. Second place to FFL, let's say maybe 15, 20 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's second place. And right now, FFL, you guys are already over 100 million. And
Yeah.
we are 6 months, like we just hit half a year.
Right. And that's where like we want to share this with our agents that we work with. It's like, I know we have Americo on the call, but this is FFL everywhere with Mutual of Omaha, with
Yes.
Trans, with Corbridge. Like we're number one, not just by a little bit, but by a mile. Right. And
Yes.
like I like to run the joke because we had Ethos on and I was like, hey Matt, like just curious, like how much do we write with you? He goes, well, if you take second place all the way to 10th place, added up all their premium, you still write more than them all. And I'm like,
Oh, absolutely.
wow,
Yeah.
that's
And
cool.
it kind of also put into perspective with the partnership with FFL and with Americo, you know, I just mentioned like we're averaging like 8,200 apps a week. There's other IMOs with other carriers and other carriers that aren't even doing that in a month. And FFL is doing it in 1 week.
That's
So
awesome.
it's
I love
this
it.
this is the best place to be. If I mean you're on this call, you are in the right place at the right time because it's also one of those things like you know the saying, you know, strike when the iron's hot. Well, it's about to get hotter. So
I love it.
we're excited about it. If
I
you can't
love it.
tell, I'm really excited about it. But let's jump in here because I know you guys want to know about this IUL. If you're a new agent, I'm sure you've been hearing the buzzwords and you've been hearing people talk about IULs and things like that. So I definitely want to jump in here and share my screen. Am I able to share my screen?
Yes. Yep.
All
Absolutely.
right, let's do share. Make sure I do it correctly. Make sure it looks pretty. Oh, shoot, fire. Hit the wrong button. Hold up. There we go. All
Awesome.
right.
Oh, I love
Look
it.
at that. Is that pretty? Is that the
It
right
is.
logo?
I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for it.
Yes. All right. I am probably one of the most illiterate person when it comes to technology. So if I like hit the wrong button, guys, it's fine. I've only had about 4 cups of coffee, so I think I need about 3 more and I'm good. All right, so let's jump in it, guys. But before we get into it, of course, I'm sure you guys have been
Oh,
hearing the buzz
yes.
because I have been getting blown up about you first bonus. So this is really exciting. We just finished the first qualifying period of the year with you first bonus. So hopefully some of you guys that are on this call, you've qualified. You're going to be getting a nice big pretty check in the mail, hopefully within the next like 2 weeks. With Ignite coming up this week, we are still pulling numbers and everything from last week being the last week of the month. So we're planning on those bonuses going out about mid-June. So that's if you do qualify, that's where you can probably see that come through. But we wanted to let you guys know that the new qualifying period started on the 1st. So was that Sunday? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are already in the new qualifying period. So this is going to go from June 1st all the way through November 30th, and it's a 6-month period. And to qualify for a 10% bonus or even more, this is something new we've
I was
added.
just gonna say.
Yeah, we made it even spicier and sweeter for you guys. So you could earn a 10% bonus based on your Americo production. We are needing within that 6-month period, you have to qualify with at least $55,000 in U first credits, which really just equates to annualized premium. So 55,000 in annualized premium. With all of our products, there's no reason why you guys shouldn't just be blowing that out of the water. Like you'll hit that in a month. Okay. Persistency is super important because that's the quality of our business. That's how we stay in business, and that's how you guys keep earning renewals and residuals and everything like that. So persistency is very important. So we look at a 6-month persistency of 84% or better, 12-month persistency of a 72% or better, and that premium applied ratio of 75% or better. And you may be thinking, well, Lindsay, those numbers seem a little bit different than they used to be. And that's because they are. And the reason why is because when you look at the products that Americo has now, before, number one, we didn't have an IUL before, but we do now. And IULs statistically have shown to be more persistent. They stay on the books a lot better than other products in the past. So we also have that new Eagle Select, that new final expense, where, you know, FFL was telling us that we needed a product, a final expense product that was more price competitive so that it, other agents, as soon as they heard they have a final expense with Americo, they'd be like, oh, I can beat that price. Why are you paying that price? Right? It was very easy to replace. They can't do that any longer with our new Eagle
Correct.
Select. So all of that, your clients can't beat them. Can't beat the Americo rates. So that's what's going to start moving everyone's persistency a lot higher and a lot better. So that's why we have pushed those numbers up, because we still want to encourage that good business. And premium applied ratio, that is going to be those policies at Americo that we approve and we issue. We need at least 75% of your clients to make that first premium and for that policy to stay on the books past the 30-day free look period, right? And as an agent, you're thinking, well, yeah, I want at least 75% of my business to stay on also. Otherwise, that's chargebacks, right? So 75% is minimum to qualify. You hit all of those and the 55,000 in you first credits, you're getting a minimum 10,000, or I'm sorry, minimum $5,500 check, because it's a 10%. And there's absolutely no cap on that. So that 10% could be on 55,000 or it could be on 100,000, right? So you decide how big your check is going to be. Now, so this is the little extra that we've added to it, and it's really exciting also, is if you want to earn an even bigger bonus, bigger is better, right? America, we go big or go home again. If you meet all of those qualifications and you have an established 12-month persistency of 80% or better, your bonus is going to bump up to a 12% instead of a 10%. So if you're a new agent, you may be thinking, well, I don't even know, like I don't even have a 12th month yet, so I probably don't qualify. No, not necessarily. If you don't have a 12-month persistency yet number and you just started, the moment you start submitting business to Americo, you start qualifying for this period. So everything that you submit now is going to go towards that 55,000 you first credits. If you've got a 6-month, we'll look at your 6-month. As long as your 6-month is at an 84% or better, you're going to qualify for the bonus. You also have to have the 75, like you have to hit all the other metrics that's included. But if you don't have one of them, just simply because you don't have any policies that have aged into that number, we do not hold that against you. So we only look at the metrics that you actually qualify for. So again, everything you submit and you send to Americo starts qualifying for you right now to the end of November for that nice big check right there to come at you in December, right before Christmas. So,
Lindsay,
yeah.
question. How much do you guys pay in bonuses yearly on just this alone to the agents?
Well, that's a great question. So I had Heather pull that report on just this period right now, because I was like, what are we doing on this period? Because I felt like the list was a lot longer this year. I was like, oh my gosh. So we are at 1.8 million.
Wow.
Just
Wow. In
just
bonus.
in you first bonus in
In
6
6 months bonus, by the way, not yearly bonus, 6 months. That's
6 months.
awesome. That is so
1.8
awesome.
million. And that's going to, you know, I think I want to say she said like a little over 200 agents or something like that, 248. I mean, 1.8 million in
That
six
is
months.
so awesome.
And that's on top of the commissions.
Correct.
Like that's on top of their commissions. So this is just the cherry on top. So we're really excited to let this new You First bonus period start with you guys. Again, this started on Sunday. Everything you send to Americo that we are issuing and paying out, I mean, it is going towards that bonus. Every single one of our products also qualify for this bonus. Okay, so let's jump into how are you going to qualify? What are the other products and ways that you guys can qualify? Obviously, we're talking about the IUL. Okay, so what's the big idea about an IUL? Well, number one, it's a form of permanent protection. Okay, if you're a new agent, jot these down. This is going to really change your business going forward. Permanent protection has the option and the ability to build cash value as well as having income and living benefits at no additional cost. And with Americo, you guys are also going to know that we're fast, simple, and easy. So we're going to be able to offer you and your client 100% instant decision process. Okay. Before I started with Americo, I was an agent for 8 years. And I'm not being biased, but I really do believe that Americo, with our application process, there is not a more simple or easy or faster process than what we have. That's everything from the process to the portal to the decision. I mean, when you're with Americo and you put it through, you don't have questions wondering, is this approved? Do I have to wait a couple days? It's got to go to it's none. It's either yes or no. So, and with that, we tell you right up front too, right? You're going to have that MIB and prescriptions ran right up front, let you guys know whether we need to keep going or do we need to pivot. So keeping on with our IULs, what's the benefit of cash value and what's the benefit that someone would have with an IUL versus, let's say, any other type, whether it's a term policy or maybe it's just a normal whole life policy. Well, the benefits of cash value growth is going to be the ability for the clients to be able to take out loans from the cash surrender value. It can be repaid while the policy is in force. Otherwise, it's just taken from the death benefit. But then we also have the opportunity where your clients can have withdrawals. Okay, they can withdraw from that cash value. Something comes up in their life, or maybe it's home renovations, or maybe they want to go on vacation, whatever it may be. They can have withdrawals from those cash value, as well as knowing that this is going to be that tax deferred. Okay, the tax deferred with the IULs, that money, whether it's the death benefit, withdrawals, loans, it's all tax deferred for them. And with the IUL and the cash value, as it's building and growing, your clients could possibly get to the point where the cash value, there's enough in there to cover the COI. This is cost of insurance, to a point to where like the cash value will supply the funds needed to keep the policy alive. So I don't ever want to say that this is a paid up policy because it's not,
Right.
but it could possibly get to a point to where they don't have to make their monthly premiums because the cash value in their policy is paying it for them. It's covering it for them. So this is a great option for your clients. I mentioned the ability for and like cost of insurance. If you're a new agent, this was something that I didn't really fully understand until I got into it. Like cost of insurance, like every year, cost of insurance goes up, right? Because every year we get older. And so, I mean, this is kind of the morbid words to use, but every year as we get older, we are that much closer to dying.
Correct.
So your risk goes up, so does the cost. But that does not mean that that's going to make their premiums go up. It's just the cost of the insurance. So more of it's going to have to come out every year to cover that cost. That's what COI is. So if anybody asks you, it's just some of that, what is it? Would it be like useless information sometimes? I don't know. From an agent's perspective, it's good information to have. But it's, that's what COI is. But going into the actual application with our IUL, you guys know is with our agent tools, it's going to be the e-app. It's going to have that instant decision. You can go right in there. It's the tools.americoagent.com. You put in the state, their date of birth. It's going to pull up all of the products that are going to be available for them. The great thing, and I absolutely love this, is that when you go in to do the IUL, you create the illustration right there. You go in, you put in the face amount, you select the index, like not the index, but the participation, everything. You select it right there. And then when you click create, pops up the entire illustration right there for them. Once everything looks good, you go start e-app and it completely ties the illustration right into the application. And as you're going through the application, when you're using the text signature, all of the signatures that happen with that text signature also applies to the illustrations. So you don't have to have multiple signatures everywhere and, you know, a DocuSign over here and connect it over here and upload over here. It's all done in one simple process with one signature for you guys. Using and accessing agent tools is going to be the exact same username and password that you guys use for Portal. And the great thing, I absolutely love this as well, is you guys can go in there and practice because we have a demo app. And I remember when I was training new agents, how important and beneficial this demo app was, because as a new agent, and also with the new announcements that we're coming out with, getting in there with that demo app is a game changer. Number one, it gives you that confidence knowing exactly what to expect next.
Whoa.
I didn't do that. Guys, I told
No,
you I am the
that's
what?
Kimberly. Kimberly, you need to stop drawing on the presentation.
Kimberly. I forgot what I was saying.
Um, Demo app.
Demo app. Thank you. I have no idea what that is. That's funny. Okay, I probably did it when I was doing something and creating this. I don't know.
Sorry.
But
Try to do too many things.
that's okay, Kimberly. That's okay. It just added to it. It's great. And it's red, so it's Americo. It's fine. With the demo app, it lets you guys know what to expect next in the application and the process. And it also gives you that boost of confidence that when you are in the live app, you can like seriously coach your client and tell them, all right, you know, we just got the green box. I'm going to ask you a couple health questions. And then after that, I'm going to see, you know, what kind of existing coverage you have. Once you get to the beneficiary, you can be like, Mr. Smith, all right, next thing we need, all we need is just the banking information and then we're almost done. You know, you can walk them through it because you know what to expect. And you also get to know the health questions, right? You get a lot more familiar with those health questions. So if you hear somebody say something, you'd be like, ooh, yep, that's one of those health questions. So kind of helps you with the underwriting and the field underwriting process as well. So absolutely 100% use that demo site. Love it. It's great. And again, I'm not going to say it yet, but you're going to want to use it. Absolutely 100%. And I also will tell you with the demo site, you see like the little picture in my background right here.
Mm-hmm.
That is how you know that you're in the demo site. It's got that red banner. Okay. That is the only thing that is different between the live app and the demo app. Okay. Do not try to write a live application in the demo because it won't go through. Everybody gets approved in the demo site, but nobody gets issued. Okay. Everyone's approved. Nobody gets issued and agents don't get paid. So make sure you do the live applications in the live agent tools, which is the tools.americo agent. Okay. Perfect. All right. This is another great site for you guys to use. It's the AmericoIUL.com. And this is going to have everything with our IUL right here for you guys. So it's going to have access to our product features. It's going to show you how it works. It's going to have information regarding You First bonus material. So if you're needing the agent guide, if you're needing client brochures, if you want to have a sales flyer, like I saw there was, we've added a sales flyer. If you wanted to like post that to like your social media or something like that, everything's going to be right here for you. And also you can access the portal. So you can go straight to your agent portal, or you can also access agent tools straight from here also. It's got some great examples of the differences between participations with a cap and the participation, the percentage. So you're going to be able to have great examples right there for you guys as well. Our product features, this is where we're going to get into some of that good information of why you would choose the Americo IUL over other competitors, right? So we're going to be able to offer our IUL for issue ages from 18 up to the age of 65. Minimum face amount, 50,000 going up to 450,000. And that's for all ages. Okay. So if they are 20 or they're 65, they can get up to 450,000. based off of, so our interest index is based off of the S&P 500. We've got 2 index interest options with 1-year index period. Now, I will say this is one of those that's going to be having enhancements to. So, like, it's there because it's there right now. It's going to be changing. Okay. Potential to accumulate cash value. And we're going to have those living benefit riders included at no additional cost. And we love that, when you guys are talking to your clients, and this is information straight from that IUL website, it's that insurance protection, growth potential, the living benefits, all of that, again, is going to be with the IUL. So some key benefits with the Americo IUL, again, this is a form of permanent coverage with a death benefit focused protection. So I really look at IULs. There's 2 different types of IULs, okay? You have a death benefit focused IUL and you have a cash value focused IUL. There's really kind of 2 of them, right? And you either are talking to a client that really wants to make sure that that death benefit is there. Like that's really what they want. They want to have that protection. Or you may be talking to somebody over here. They're like, I just want to max this thing out and I want the cash. I just want to build a lot of cash with it, right? Those are your 2 options, okay? That's pretty much like what people are looking for. So with the Americo IUL right now, we are death benefit focused. That is what we want to make sure that client, when the time comes, their family, they have that death benefit. It's going to be there, okay? And it's going to be that tax-free death benefit to their beneficiary. It's all going to come out. And also with ours, it does have the opportunity and the potential to grow cash value, but it's not going to grow that cash value as aggressive as maybe some other competitors, right? There's very, very different IULs on how they're structured and how they are performing. So you may be thinking, it was like, well, how do I know if my client is a cash value client, or how do I know if my client is a death benefit focused client? Now, for me, Stephen, you may have been different, or you may have a different view on this, but for me, when I was an agent, this is kind of how I looked at it. It was based off of how much money are they able to put into it, right? It's based off of their premiums.
Yep.
Okay. Would you agree with that, Stephen?
Absolutely.
Okay. So for me, my kind of like threshold was, if they are wanting to put anything, let's say like 550 and up a month into it, I'm going to lean more towards cash value. Like they're putting money in that. Like people that have an extra, just 550, 1,000, 12, whatever it is, at the end of every month to just throw that they're building cash value. That's what they want. If it's less than that, they want to make sure that it's a death benefit, right? You take like $800 and put it into an IUL, it's going to build cash value a lot faster than if you're putting $200 into an IUL. They want to make sure that they've got a death benefit. So for me, that's how I kind of looked at it. If I knew they were planning to put, 550, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever, anything above that, we're going cash value. If it's anything less than that, we're going death benefit. We're making sure that their policy is going to be there and they have that protection. So that's how I did it. Stephen, would you?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We have like a generic rule of thumb. It's like, if they don't put a 0 at the end of their age, it's probably going to go simplified. If it's going to be more than that number, then you might want to go like a fully underwritten cash value growth, right? Or 10% of your income, whatever their income is, put a 10% cap on that. And that's a good determining factor. But no, absolutely. Because if not, if you don't fund the IUL properly, the cost of insurance, kind of like you talked about, will come in long term.
It sure will. It sure will. And, they may be thinking, oh, I've got an extra, $600 now. We just got our taxes back and, all this. And then, 3 months down the road, refrigerator goes out. They need new tires. Whatever it is, life happens. And like, I need that like extra 600 back and I can't do this now.
Right.
And so making sure that we're putting clients in a better spot long term is what this is for. So those are just kind of like my mental numbers. Obviously you guys have the best trainers, the best coaches, the best leaders and managers here. So always, if you have questions, go to them, hands down. And then I also mentioned, with ours, it does have the potential to accumulate the cash value. I think we've got some of the most competitive rates within the IUL industry and markets. Last year, when we released it, we were kind of like very, very confident in our rates. And now that we've been in it for a year, the projected rates that we posted and we are using, they are performing beautifully, just as what we thought they were. And it is, I mean, clients are more than happy and excited of how those IULs and their cash value and things are growing. So we are very excited. We've got some of the best actuaries and best people here at Americo when it comes to like putting rates out and like watching the market and watching things like that. Like, their money's safe with Americo. Like their money, their coverage, their family's safe with Americo. The other benefits with ours is going to be the simplified issue, instant decision process. We've got that text and email signature process, that e-delivery option, which is huge. And I definitely want to touch on this client portal access. This could be also one of those things that really changes the business for agents, especially coming into the new qualifying period for you first. We kind of did a little test with some agents that was using the portal on every single call, like every sale, and what that changed for their persistency. Their persistency increased. I think one agent, like their persistency went up almost 30%. 30% after starting to use this, which could be a big difference between, zero bonus and a possible like $20,000 bonus, right? So definitely want to kind of highlight this, as I feel like this is something that Americo has also kind of separated ourselves from competitors or other carriers as far as like a customer service and a customer experience that your clients are going to have with Americo. And that's that americocustomer.com. So I want everyone to write this down because I want you to add this to your sales process, because if it can change one agent's persistency by 30% in 6 months, imagine what it could do for you if you're brand new and you're starting out. Okay, so this is great. This is the customer portal, and I've taken some screenshots for you guys to see what this is. So their portal is available to them to create 36 to 48 hours after they've been approved. Okay, so this is another great thing for an agent is, you've heard the scenario that the more touches you have on a client, the stickier the business, right? The more times you touch them, more times that they're probably going to stay on the books. So I always encourage my agent, I didn't encourage, I made them. So this is a great way, like after you get the sale, like, okay, Mr. Smith, we got you approved. This is great. You're put here. You're going to get your policy emailed to you, especially if you've got those clients that live in those states that require a policy delivery receipt. The moment that they open up that email, it closes out that delivery receipt. It shows that they've received it. Okay. They don't have to mail anything back. They don't have to call or do anything like that. So email, that e-delivery is awesome because that also helps solidify the sale, that the client knows, here's my policy. Oh my gosh, I got my policy already, because that policy will be delivered to them within 2 minutes. They get that policy emailed to them within 2 minutes after being approved with that e-delivery. So they've got their policy. They're going to tell them, Mr. Smith, I'm actually going to call you back in 2 days, and I'm going to help you set up your client portal. Okay. And that's just another touch point. Like they know that you're going to call them, you're going to help them get this set up. And what your client is going to have access to is going to be the policy details. So it's going to show them like the summary. It's going to show them their death benefit. It shows them their premium. It shows them what date their premium comes out on, right? It also is going to show them their cash value as it's growing. So they can actually get into this, access their portal anytime they want to see what is their value? Like, how is it performing? Like, they can see all of that right there. It kind of gives them that, like, I own this and I have control because I can see all of this, right? They don't have to wait for an annual statement to come out. They can see everything as it's performing every single month. They can see it right there. They also are going to have policy documents. So this is going to be their actual policy. So they'd be like, well, can I get a policy in the mail? Also, actually, Mr. Smith, I'm going to show you where you can access your entire policy packet right here on the portal. And if they want to print it off, they can. They've got it right there. It's also going to have their annual statements. Now, obviously, we do mail them a paper copy of the statements, but if they ever wanted to like go back and look, year after year after year and see how it's actually performing, they have that access right here on the portal. And then this might be a big one also, is the requests. This is going to be huge. And let me go over here. Okay, so this is another one. So here's the policy document kind of screenshot. There's the contract. It's got everything right there for them. And then the other one is the requests. This is huge because your client would be able to, like, if they ever need to change their address or update their information, they can do it all right there. Okay, maybe they want to change their bank draft. That happens a lot. We get a lot of phone calls. I know you guys are probably getting calls and be like, hey, Erin, I know my premium's coming out on the 1st of the month, but I really need it to come out on the 15th. Can you help? Actually, Mr. Smith, yep. Let's get you logged into your portal. Click on that bank draft change. Let's get it filled out. They fill it out with everything they want. And then it just automatically gets submitted to Americo. Like, there's nothing that you guys have to put your hands on. And the client knows that it's getting done also. That's huge because the client knows that they're putting in their information with their date when they want it. So it really does kind of give them that access to it. The other great thing is, like, sometimes we need to do, a loan request. Maybe they do want to take out a loan. Like, I don't even know how to, like, the process to start that, right? It's right here. They can go in there and it's right there. They can access it 100%. They need to update banking information. That happens a lot also. There's the form for them to update the banking information. Now, this last one, I always wanted, if I was still an agent, this is the way I would use it. I would use that notification of death as a way to get a referral. I would say, this, whoever their beneficiary is, you're asking about their family, if they've got kids or whatever, you would need to make sure that, like, I would be on the phone. It's like, all right, Mr. Smith, if you're willing, I would love to have your daughter's phone number and her name, because either I want to call her or I need you to call her, because in the instance or in the event of your passing, I want to make sure she knows how to start the process. If she can't if something happens, right? They would be able to go in there and start the claims process right there by the notification of death. Everything starts with the note. Everything starts right there. And then, of course, when you got the daughter on the line, it's a referral, right? Take the opportunity. You got them on the phone. It's all right there. There's an opportunity in every single call. So the more people we can get calling and talking about this, more swings when you're up to bat. But again, like, the importance of the portal, again, helps improve persistency. Your clients stay informed. They're able to keep their information current. And it really helps you guys as an agent that if they need to do something, you can, if you already know that they have their portal set up, you'd be like, all right, Mr. Smith, let's get you signed into your portal. Let's go over to these requests. I need you to click on this and let's get it done. Right? Instead of, like, I mean, obviously we have agent services here to help you guys. If you ever need forms, you need this, but then, you got to reach out to us, and then we got to send the forms to you, and then you got to send the forms to them, and then they got to send it back to you, and then it's got to get back to us. Like, this is what makes it so much easier and faster, which, let's be honest, that's what people want, especially with their insurance. They don't want to spend days working on something. Okay. So what was it? Oh my gosh. What was it? AmericoCustomer.com. That is the call to make to your clients 2 days after you close. solidifies your sale, touches your client one more time. It's going to give them this access, and it makes you guys look like a rock star as well. And I'm not going to spill the entire beans, but I am going to give you guys a little bit of teaser. Again, you guys have been asking, well, you guys were asking for an IUL for a long time, and we came out with it. You guys had been asking for a more competitive final expense product. We came out with it. The last thing you guys have been asking for us with our IULs are the ability with the advanced illustrations. So it is coming very, very soon. And what does this mean with advanced illustrations? This is going to be the ability to maximize cash value. It's going to have that ability for overfunding. It's going to be able to have multiple options with the death benefit day one in the application. And again, this is all going to be done with the click of a button right there in the illustration in the application. So if they want a max fund, boom, you just click the button and it automatically takes care of it. If they want to, play around with different options with death benefit, whether it's level or increasing, boom, you got it right there for you guys, for your client, based on whatever they are wanting. We've got it for them right there. So you guys are asking, like, what is it? What's the secret ingredient that's going to take us from averaging, 8,200 apps a month to 10,000? It's this right here. Like, there's really no reason to go anywhere else when you're talking to your clients and they want the fastest, simplest, most competitive products in the industry and on the market. There's nowhere else to go but Americo. Whether it's the IUL, it's our term, it's final expense, whatever it is, we've got it. We've got the products to fit whatever their needs are. And again, the announcement of when this is going to be going live and available for you guys, I get to announce on Friday.
Awesome.
So last thing, if you want to stay up to date with all of that, plus we've got some, obviously when we come out with new things, we do a lot of training. So make sure you guys are following our Instagram. We might be doing some little incentives regarding the release of the advanced illustrations. We like to post all that stuff on Instagram. So make sure you guys are following us on Instagram, sharing our content. We put a lot of tips and tricks and, just updates and things on Instagram as well. And then the last one, if you guys don't have this yet, our agent services number, agent services email. There's the AmericoIUL.com email as well for you guys. That is a great place to go if you have questions. If you want to see what our current rates are, we've got our rate cards right there. Anytime they're updated, they are automatically updated on that site as well for you guys. So I guess I will kind of open it up.
Lindsay, I have a few questions. Policy delivery. So if a client selects e-delivery, they won't receive a physical copy.
No, they won't.
If they wanted a physical copy, how would they be able to get it?
They could request it. They could request it. But what we've kind of have been encouraging is have them set up that portal and just, either have them print it off. If they don't have a printer, I get it. But they can reach out to agent services and request to have a hard copy mailed to the client.
Is it better to default to mail the policy to the client and then log into their portal and access their PDF policy there?
They can, but I really love the benefit of that e-delivery because they get it instantly.
Okay.
Like they have that policy right there, and like they can open it up and they see everything. The other reason why I do like that e-delivery, because if they are in one of those states that has the delivery receipt.
Do you know which states some of those are?
Yeah, it is. Well, I know Pennsylvania is one. Let me look. I know I actually asked agent services this. PDR, policy delete. Yeah. PDR, let's look in group chats. is the other great thing, if you guys didn't know, something that kind of separates us from other carriers. So we are located in Kansas City, and we are all 100% in office. So like it's really nice because I can like run down to agent services. They're just a couple floors below us and ask them these questions. All right, so here we go. States that require policy delivery receipts: Pennsylvania, Louisiana, New Hampshire, West Virginia, South Dakota, and this is weird, Missouri, if they are a college student.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Hmm. Every department of insurance has their own rules, huh?
I
Um,
guess so.
so in those states, it'd be better to do the e-delivery and then have them open that email themselves when they receive it. So that marks off as policy delivery.
I would have them open it while you're still on the phone with them because it gets there within 2 minutes.
That makes so much sense. Okay, cool. All right, that makes a lot of sense. Second question I wanted to ask you. So, like for example, I had CBO 100, like it was like the product I have, right?
Mhm.
Inside the terminal illness rider, it was like you can accelerate up to 100% of 250,000, whatever the max was at the time. What is the living benefits aspect of the IUL product with Americo?
So it's going to be very similar to what it is with our term products. And America, we don't have, and this is something that we are continuing to like explore and see what is going to be the best way to improve it. Right now, we don't have like, if they're diagnosed with a terminal illness, they get boom, 80%, right? It's really going to be based off of, and again, this is one of those, I don't like using the word, but it is. It's going to be based off of their mortality.
Hmm.
You know, what are the chances of them dying, right?
Right.
Like, is it or chronic, you know, is it something where they are like absolutely like they can't fend for themselves, like they've got like, you know, 3 activities of daily living that they're needing help with, or is it, you know, they, you know, have a bad back and
Right.
you know it's based off of situations. um so
What I'm
I know
curious
it's
is when we pitch as agents to the clients,
mhm.
what is the proper verbiage? So, like, for example, like back then, we would be like, all right, like if you were diagnosed with a terminal illness where you had 12 months or less to live, you can accelerate up to 100% of the death benefit, right? Like,
Yep.
what is the proper saying with it now with the IUL product if we
I
were
mean,
pitching?
you can still say that because you can request it. Now, is it going to be paid out? Probably not. It's going to be, you know, obviously our adjusters and our claims, you know, they're going to look at the diagnosis, they're going to look at their age, they're going to look at the situation. And based on those kind of numbers, that's what we're going to be able to respond and make an offer to them if they will accept it. I've seen anything from, you know, accelerated benefits being paid out where it was like 80%, like they like it paid out because it was that drastic. Or it was like, you know, maybe I think it was like 18%, but it was like, you know, why are you like accelerating your benefit now for something like that type of a thing?
Right.
Like it was like minimal. I'm like, okay, you're just looking for whatever. But you know, you start thinking and then your mind goes elsewhere. But I would still say like you're able to request it now. And then I would also explain to him now, based off of the diagnosis and the whole situation, I'm not going to guarantee that that's what you're going to receive. But once Americo gets all of the information, they're going to take a look at your situation. They're going to take a look at everything that's included, and then they're going to make an offer.
How
And then
long does it usually take for that process to occur?
um honestly, it kind of comes down to like how quickly doctors and those offices
Okay.
are at getting us the information.
Got it.
I know, I'll just say it. I know like whenever our claims are working with like the Mayo clinics and things like that, it takes a while.
Yeah, it's like Kaiser in California.
Yep.
They'll
It,
literally take up to the 30th day on purpose, which is like the
yep.
stupidest thing, but okay. All right,
Yeah.
that's good to know. Keegan has a question. If they do an e-delivery immediately, would they get an e-delivery policy if they post-dated the application? I'm assuming the answer is yes, because that
Yes.
has nothing to do with it. Okay,
Yep.
that's good to know. Daniel says, I have a client who just got a policy in the mail, but would like to get another one for the contingent beneficiary. Can they contact agent services to receive a second one?
Yep.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Or that
And
would be a great way for you to call them, set up that client portal and have them. I mean, at that point, if they want it for the contingent beneficiary, have them download it and email it to them.
yeah, true that. That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Um, this is something that I think I know the answer to, but I'm going to ask you. Policies are sent out upon issue or upon draft?
Upon issue.
Yeah, that's what I figured too, because they can physically have the policy and then review it before
Yep.
they even draft the first payment. Cool.
Yep.
Um, Lindsay, this is awesome. I appreciate you so much. And one of the things, last question I have, and this is more for like the agents to understand too. Like, who's the perfect client for the IUL product, right?
Healthy with a bank
Say that
account.
again.
Healthy with a bank account.
Right. So I look at it like this. I I was talking to another agent about this, and I was like, one of my favorite clients to write an IUL, a simplified IUL product to, is a final expense client that's healthy.
Hmm.
Like, let's
Yeah.
say they're 62, they take no meds, right? Like, why would I get them 25,000 of a product when I can get them 50,000 with an Americo IUL product, more DB, same cost, all that stuff. Um, do you guys see a sweet spot for your guys' clientele of like what's the perfect client?
Yeah. So we're really kind of seeing a sweet spot from and I mean, this could change because I still consider our IUL like kind of new, just February of last year. So the sweet spot that we're kind of seeing a lot of um issue ages and like the persistency, everything staying on and like really staying in is from about the age of about I'd say about 53-ish, 50, like early 50s up to about 63.
Hmm.
Like that's kind of like our sweet spot. And I'll be honest with you, someone may be saying, well, why not anybody younger? Well, younger clients right now, and this is about to change, they're looking at
Massive growth.
those bigger cash
Yeah,
values. They've got I don't want to say more income, but they're not preparing for retirement. They're not, having the issues or whatever it may be. But they just have more money.
right.
Um, but again, that's about to change. So those numbers could also change.
I share that because, like, one of the angles that Family First Life is really good at selling insurance in is mortgage protection, right?
Oh,
And like a lot
absolutely.
of people, I mean, it's very rare that you have a 25-year-old that buys a home because of how much housing has increased over the course of the last few years. So like what we normally see is like you see the folks in the early 40s all the way up until like you said the 60s, and my whole pitch to them is like, why would you buy term? Because then you got to like time your death. Number two, like, do you really want to go through blood and urine? Like, number three, you make like 40, 50,000 a year. Like,
Yeah.
you're not some crazy income earner. So like this will suffice. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so I feel like that is such a good market for them to be able to have something that will last forever. If they do surrender the policy early, unlike CBO, they can have some cash value to take out, right? Instead of having to wait till the last 2, 3 years, whatever it may be. So um, I think that's for our group, we see a really good sweet spot for those
Yeah.
clients. And that's what I kind of wanted to touch on it. Janelle asked this question, and I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. If a client declines with IUL, can they go to Eagle?
Yes. Yes. The underwriting with our IUL is actually the exact same underwriting with our term products. So if they get declined with IUL, don't try to put them with a term product. Don't try to put them with a CBO or continue because it's exactly the same. Now, if they are 40 years or older and they can qualify, age qualifying, for the Eagle, absolutely pivot over to the Eagle, and because that's underwriting is completely different.
Right.
It's a little bit more lenient. But yeah, absolutely.
Do you guys
Pivot
have
over.
knockout questions for your IUL? Because I know on your Eagle, it's a scoring system, right?
Yes. We do have, I'm sorry, did you say knockout questions for Eagle or IUL?
For IUL.
So all of the questions are knockout questions. Like if they
Okay.
answer yes to any of the health questions, it'll be a decline.
Got it. Because I know with Eagle, you guys go on like a rating score of prescriptions.
Yep, it might be in prescription scores.
Got it. Sweet. Lindsay, thank you. And can't wait to see you this upcoming Friday at Ignite. And we appreciate everything that you do for us. And I say this truthfully, I said this in front of your boss. It's a big deal when you have carrier reps that actually answer the phone and actually can give you an answer that is correct. Because like as agents, number one, you don't call the carrier reps for something stupid. You call them on things that you actually need help with. But it's nice to know that you're on the other side and you will answer, take that call, and actually assist the agents. So we truly appreciate you, Lindsay. Thank you for everything you do. And we look forward to the product launch and sending more business your guys' way. So thank you, Lindsay.
All right, thank you guys. Have a great day, and hopefully I will see all of you in like 2 days.
Absolutely.
All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys, and have a safe travels to Phoenix from wherever you are in the country. We'll see you guys soon. Be blessed.